Hey everybody, welcome to our podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Karen.
And this is NPR.
It's not exactly.
This is the Walking Dead cast, episode 25.
Hey, buddy.
And on today's show, we're going to talk about Splice and Black Sheep, which I'm sure everybody watched.
I hope so, because they actually go well together.
They do. I totally did not anticipate that.
Neither did I. Well,
I do.
yeah, we should talk later about why.
Why? No, let's not talk about it. We will also have your listeners on the grunts. We'll have some news about The Walking Dead, because this is a podcast about Walking Dead. We'll do our Dead Cast Top 5, which is our top 5 zombie survival rules. We're doing this week's zombies this week.
Yeah, I've got one good thing, really thing.
Okay, cool. And then we have another contest winner. So we'll do that.
Great.
Okay, let's get right into it. Should we get right into it? Okay. Splice and Black Sheep. Splice and Black Sheep.
So it's crazy when we picked this. We picked two movies. We didn't really, you never seen either. Well, you've seen Splice at that point, but none of us have seen Black Sheep. We didn't know anything about Black Sheep besides we knew that something to do with zombie sheep.
That's it,
Yeah, but they really went well together, both movies, because they have to do with DNA splicing of humans and animals.
Yeah, but okay, so it wasn't. Okay, well, first of all, if you haven't seen either one of these movies, there's going to be spoilers. And I think that you can enjoy, especially Black Sheep, even if you've heard the spoilers. But if you haven't seen Splice, I recommend stopping right now and watching. That's my anyway, just we're going to be talking about plot details, so
Great.
you have a chance to bail.
And 3, 2, 1.
So Angus, the brother of the bad guy in Black Sheep,
Yes.
he actually just kind of got on with the sheep, right?
That's what I think, because he's standing there without his pants on, smoking a cigarette, which is kind of classic. I've just had sex with a sheep.
Yeah, so not as scientific as Elsa.
No, not so much.
But anyway, they're the similar ones of the two movies because they're both doing these kind of twisted experiments.
Yeah, exactly. It's splicing their humans and animals to a very, very bad result. It seems like it's a bad idea. Splicing their humans and animals, when would that ever be a good idea?
Well, they were trying to. Okay, so in Splice, they were trying to build these proteins that would help them cure diseases, which is a noble cause. And I think it brings forth that in the news today there's a lot of stuff about genetic experimentation and stem cells and all this in order to further medical research. But there's a lot of controversy about it and groups that are against it and stuff like that. So I thought the movie really did a good job of being a candy horror movie but still being relevant. Now with Black Sheep, I don't know what the hell they were doing.
I do. Yeah, of course. It was slapstick.
No, I know. Why were they experimenting on sheep?
Oh, they were building a super sheep. That's the whole news conference about it. You see all your sheep now, you'll see this new wonderful sheep. It's the best thing.
But what was so good about it? Like, why would you want to super sheep?
Wasn't it white and fluffy?
I didn't think you really know. That's what I didn't get. It just seemed like they were doing. And maybe that's what the case is. It's more of a silly comedy that they were just doing mad scientific experiments.
Yeah, it didn't really explain why the sheep were so great. Although people do know when that fluffy white sheep was unveiled from the box. You're like, oh,
It looked great.
that's a nice looking sheep. Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about one for a while. Just one. Which one do you want?
Let's talk about Splice first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched it again with Jenny, which was really interesting considering that she's pregnant.
Oh, yeah, it had a lot of things about motherhood. Yeah.
Totally. In a creepy, twisted way.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree. Did you guess that was her DNA she used?
I did. Yeah, partway through before he, but not right away. But I had that thought, just a few minutes before he did.
Right.
Like it was weird. I almost just like he kind of just knew. I'm like, oh, she did that herself. I was just more and more that she was kind of not running the rules and stuff.
Yeah. That was a pretty movie. I stayed with me for days.
Did you like it?
I did. Yeah.
It didn't bother me. I was thinking it's pretty twisted. I imagine some people getting pretty turned off by it with the, especially with Ren's sex change and the incestuousness and all and everything.
Yeah, great scene.
Yeah, that's really cool. But on the other hand, I'm like, it's good that the director really just went for it. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It would seem like a cop out if he didn't maybe or not as impactful.
Right. He said that he thought that they didn't take themselves too seriously. That they kind of let the campy stuff be candy, and they didn't try to make it too sciencey. They did a little bit. That really wasn't the story. The story wasn't in the lab. The story was really in that crazy farmhouse.
Yeah, I thought it was very well balanced. It's funny, with when they're trying to feed it, it gets spitting up on them. And it's horrific, like when the one little blob creature turned into a male and they attack each other. That was fun too, actually.
That was the best scene. She introduces them. She says, "Oh, this is that two creatures you will witness their act of love, and they remove a barrier instead of the act of love, and have to slaughter."
Clive goes, Peter Murder's like, but the barrier's back up, but it was too late. And it's like the worst.
It was wonderful. They got fangs and
Again, it's like, oh no, I let it happen, but the director just really went for the worst possible thing that happened in the situation.
They got blood on them. The audience got splattered with it. Oh yeah.
So I was really impressed with, like you say, it didn't get too serious about science, but I did still feel like it evoked the relevance of genetic experimentation. It was serious enough that it was relevant, I thought. And it was twisted, but it was actually sexy. They got this young model to play the random she gets a little older, and she was kind of sexy in a weird way.
Okay, so we were talking about this, and I asked David the other night, like, okay, so would you, given the situation, Clive gets seduced by her, she's putting all these pheromones, and we asked him, like, so, what was he do by that? And David's response was, he's a guy.
You didn't buy it?
You looked at her, right? He's such a pale with a spike.
I mean, the way that they were like spending so much time together and in that scene when they were dancing and stuff, I just thought both actors especially did a great job of presenting this vibe that people really get when they're becoming attracted to one another.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this is gonna sound weird, but in my life I've been around somebody who I didn't notice that they were very good looking at first, or I didn't think that they were especially good looking. Then you get to know that chemistry there. That tail end doesn't matter.
With the deadly singer? Yes, right.
So I bought it.
Did you?
Yeah. I mean, especially because it was so far out moving anyway, science fiction things happening, I think it made it easier to accept.
And that's what changed her into a male, right?
I don't know. I didn't think about that.
I think that's what the block creatures back in the lab, once they made it, one of them turned into a male, and that was the problem. So the block creatures are mated for, and now one turns into a male, and so it kills the other one. So I think that's what happened to her. I think when she made it, she turned into a male, and that's kind of, by the way, how cool is it that she was amphibious, so she could, hang on water. And she could fly. She could be
Yeah.
She's like a creature.
She's like a fantasy creature.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just thought this today that I think this movie is sort of a modern twist on Frankenstein.
Yeah, it really is. And do you know that the names Clive and Elsa are names of the book Frankenstein's Monster? Clive, and I think it's Clive and Elsa, the two scientists that come up with the monster.
Those are the two names that Jane and I picked for our kid. Like Elsa or Ren. Anyway,
nice.
Let's see. I thought it was sort of ET-ish in some parts, especially when the little hatchling is scrambling to pick up those little candies.
He likes little tic-tac whenever he's eating. Yeah. Super cute little creature. Oh my god. But yeah, all through I kept thinking, you don't let the monster live. You turn the monster when you still can.
Yeah.
It's going to end well. I mean, how did it happen? Everything was great. They didn't really have a plan what to do with it.
Yeah, it was interesting because she kind of also vacillated back and forth between being very methodical and scientific and being a mother.
Yeah, it's like bad mother.
Yeah, which apparently she had one herself, I guess. They kind of floated around her and vague about that she had all these issues, but didn't really go into it. But one part that was interesting was when they saw her bedroom. It was kind of a crappy. It was like, you remember that?
Heartbreaking, yeah.
So,
he's like, I thought you said didn't change the room. She's like, it was that crappy. Yeah.
That's what it was about. She just didn't get any attention from her family or something.
Right, exactly. Terrible childhood, and so she turned into really bad. Which I think is bad consequences.
And let's see. Yeah, like the worst part for them, like you say, not to kill it, was at the very end when it had turned into a male and it was gonna Clive was sitting there hurt and it had a stinger, I think. And she had a rocket, she was gonna smash into its head and she hesitated and then killed Clive. And I'm like, oh dude, you should have done that 5 seconds earlier.
Yep. That's part of her, it's like her child.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, I hear what you're saying about, oh, you shouldn't, it's obviously they should have killed it, but I can imagine being in that situation and being confused about it,
Right. It's a creature, it's a living creature.
Yeah, and it has all these emotions and everything.
Yep. By the way, I love the ending. That ending was great. Elsa being pregnant.
And of course she's gonna keep it because she's crazy.
She's crazy, and she's gonna, I think she's gonna turn the spawn over to company, and yay, and it gets crazy, which is weird because the creature's gonna be half Elsa's. Plus,
it's inbred.
It's 3/4 Elsa's actually. It's like 3/4 Elsa's DNA.
It's gonna have some mental problems. Yeah. But Vincenzo and Hallie said, I think he said he doesn't really have a sequel in mind. He wasn't setting that up so they could do a sequel. He just thought that ending felt right.
Yeah, right. I bet somebody do a sequel.
Yeah.
Maybe not that man. That would be interesting. I loved the look of it. I thought it was really well done in terms of like just the look of the creature. I thought she was wonderful.
Yeah, me too.
And she reminded me actually, that whole movie reminded me a little bit of what that New Zealand filmmaker has done. What's his name? He did the Lord of the Rings.
Oh god, I can't think of his name.
We're great with these.
He did Dead Alive.
Yes, he did. And it kind of
Jackson, Peter
Jackson. Kind of reminded me of
Yeah, now that you mention it, yeah, me too. Although I think the Black Sheep reminded me of him.
Oh, even more. I know. That was very much a Dead Alive look.
Let's talk about Black Sheep.
Yeah, let's talk about it. This was recommended to us by friends Kathy and RJ, who said that it was funny and had to do with zombie sheep. That's all we knew going into it. So what do you think?
I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it started out promising and had a great idea. There were a few great ideas. The zombie sheep,
Yeah.
obviously. And the New Zealander who's sheep phobic is funny.
Yeah.
And the woman who's an animal rights hippie chick
Yeah.
who has to deal with all these monsters and, irresponsible sci-fi experimentation and all that. That's a pretty cool idea. But it just felt like they were all very one-dimensional and one note. And I didn't think it was that funny. I mean, there were a couple moments where I kind of chuckled, but I noticed about halfway through that I was just waiting for it to be over and I wasn't really laughing at anything. So it didn't really work for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared or anything. I thought the special effects were not very good, but those zombies were good enough for that. But it just wasn't funny. I thought there was too much time showing the sheep monster growling.
Yeah. A lot of that.
And like I said, I thought Experience character was funny at first. She said you have a very selfish aura and stuff like that. But she just kept making those same kinds of jokes. And after a while, I was just like, just checking out the all the jokes that someone that stereotypical character would make.
Did you eat meat grits? Was it more organic?
Yeah, like that. I think maybe the person that really like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were in watched last night, and we had it's I mean, Slice was a way better movie.
You thought so too?
Oh my god, yeah, by far. So, I mean, but yeah, Black Sheep was really silly. It was a silly little zombie off. It was turned to be fun and not very serious. And yeah, I didn't expect a lot of women zombie sheep really. I thought it was pretty funny the cuts back and forth between the real sheep, like actual sheep, and zombie sheep. And then they try to show a menacing zombie sheep, but it's a sheep. And I was like,
Yeah.
I really
You're not supposed to be laughing at that.
I was totally laughing at that. And I like when his brother looked into the mirror when he was getting ready for the festival, and he said something about the bastard. And he's like, oh,
He himself.
right. And so like when they threw mint sauce on the big monster ship zombie sheep, and the mint sauce burned him.
I need to do one of those sound effects that goes wah wah wah. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's very silly. The lighting the sheep part on fire to
Yeah.
kill him at the end. It's very silly. Which doesn't mean it's great cinema.
I mean, I've seen silly movies that I just can't stop laughing at.
Like Black Sheep movie.
I thought about that. I realized that there were two movies that came out, I think, within 2 years by them. One was Tommy Boy. That was the one I saw that was really funny. And then Black Sheep came out and so it wasn't funny, so I didn't go see it.
So you've never actually seen.
So yeah, I think anyone saw that. Sorry about that. I think it was funny.
It's in your place. You're great. I that down.
Right, I looked up some reviews of this movie. Roger Ebert said it well. I thought he said, like Snake's on the plane, the whole movie is essentially contained within the title. All the picture stuff does is repeat that concept for 87 minutes. So if you were to chant Black Sheep, say about 5,220 times in a row, that would roughly approximate the experience of actually watching Black Sheep.
Oh, that's harsh.
I know. That's how he is.
The movie poster has a picture of sheep on top of the roof of the truck, and it says, "It's fly out of here."
Wah, wah.
Yeah, effect.
So I thought that the major saving grace of watching this was slices that they did fit together so well.
They really did.
That was cool.
Yeah, that really always embarrassing. We're done.
Well, next time, Karen and I talk about it, so we're going to watch Suspiria, which is a classic horror movie done by Dario Argento. I think that's how you say it. We learned about this one back before Walking Dead started when we interviewed the artist, Charlie Adlard. He recommended it. I've read some reviews online. Apparently, it's very stylized and it looks great, but some people say there's overacting. But still, it's considered classic, and I think it's definitely something we should watch.
Great.
So that's what we'll watch next time. It's like a 90 or 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, so I hope it's better than Black Sheep.
Getting a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes means it's a fabulous movie too, because probably anything good gets over about 80, so that's
Yeah.
fine.
You know what, though? There are some movies that, because on Rotten Tomatoes, no matter what they say, somehow the people on Rotten Tomatoes decide whether or not it's a thumbs up or thumbs down, right? So it's either yes or no. And then they take all the yeses and nos and figure out their percentage. So if you get a movie that everybody is kind of a, yeah, it was good, but not fantastic, it could get in the 90s.
Oh, because that was a positive review.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because there are people who are like, solid movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that they did.
I think that's how they do it. And I think right, most cases, movies that are in the 80s and 90s, I find to be good. But there was one movie called Russian Ark. Do you know that movie?
No.
It was, what was unique about it is it was like an hour and a half or so long, and it was all in one take.
Whoa, oh, yeah, two of them. And they were in one of the big museums, the famous museums in St. Petersburg, in Russia, and it was like all these beautiful paintings, right, or
And so,
must have been.
you didn't see it?
No.
I saw it with a group of friends. I actually thought it was cool, but it was more like, cool, but I don't want to have to see it again. And everybody else hated it.
Wow.
But it was in the 90s. Anyway, I just thought that story, but it's pretty hopefully good.
Great. We can do something Charlie Adlard.
Okay, we'll have that on the show, hopefully, and then
If you like it, we should absolutely send Charlie an email and tell him.
yeah, they watched it. Thanks for recommending it. And if you don't like it, you should still send one.
Yes.
You were wrong.
You're crazy.
Okay, you ready to move on?
I am.
Wait, let's move on to our listener Bones, Drones, and Reps. So this week, got some emails and some tweets.
You sure did. Should I start?
Go for it.
All right, this is from Michelle. And I think this has her recommended. Awesome. Okay. She says, Jason Karen, I just wanted to recommend a few books that I've recently and loved. A trilogy entitled Monster Island, Monster Nation, and Monster Planet by David Wellington. It's some very interesting concepts, and I like to get from zombie perspective. Ooh, zombie perspective. Also, I know it isn't. Also, so far, two book series entitled Day by Day Armageddon and Day by Day Armageddon: The Exile by J.L. Bourne. The series is interesting because it's told in journal form. I love reading the main character cast from Also, some of the best parts are the entries that leave out a lot of details in the encounter, so you can imagine some of what they're going through. Lastly, Swan Song by Robert R. Cameron. And Old Lady. I read this book in middle school and it's not really zombie book, but it's about survival after nuclear blast. I think Sam is thinking only other characters in the book is so better. My favorite character is Sister Creepy. You can't lose anything like that. That's hilarious. By the way, did you hear that they're making a movie of the Stand by Stephen King?
No, they've had a TV miniseries.
They are making it into a full-on motion picture. Just announced it last week, and I know we're seeing King.
I never got around reading that. I read it, but not Stan.
Stand is like, if you don't like, everybody who has been lost has always said that Stand was a big part of
Oh, yeah.
Stardom. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and no haiku. We call them names like walkers, lurchers, crawlers, stiffs. I call them bang dead.
They call them stiffs. Wow, I guess they do, and you didn't even notice.
Walkers, lurchers, crawlers, stiffs.
Stiffs.
Well done. 575. That's a heck of a haiku. Michelle, that's awesome. She continues to go into another and forward numerous featuring But if you do the Pathfinder, I do love Ethan Jocelyn and True Blood. Wink.
Vote for True Blood.
And Jocelyn. What's up with Jocelyn? I'm his sister. She says, hey guys, me and Michelle, I just want to let you know about beta for this new MMO called Dead Frontier at deadfrontier.com. It is a zombie MMO. You're apparently going around looting zombies. Check out. Only playing 1 hour. I thought I gotta tell you the heads about this. How good. Thanks, Michelle.
So it's called Dead Frontier. I went on there and signed up and looked at some videos, and you're running around in the dark and all the zombies are attacking you. And it's an MMO. I didn't get very far because I couldn't figure out how to download it and I had to do some work. But it looked cool, and if it's an MMO, that means that you're playing with other people, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
Dead Frontier and free.
And she finished with the Joss Whedon. Which is how he finishes all his wishes. Yeah. There's a little shout out to Joss. Michelle, you rock.
Okay, my turn from Pete. Actually, Pete's email short. It just said, hey guys, love the podcast. I think you both will like this article from My Daily News. And I read the article and I did like it, so I'm going to read it. It says, can you survive the zombie apocalypse? Max Mailer interview. Planning and saving Manhattan. One minute you're trying to live a Monday morning meeting. The next you're fighting for your life as a ravenous zombies over in Manhattan. Should you hop in a cab out of town? Take a subway to Brooklyn or hold back your apartment with 6 pack of suds? When is it okay to leave the corner store? These questions become a matter of life and death in Can You Survive the Zombie Apocalypse? Gallery book, $16. But it's better now written in the style of Ari Montgomery's Two German Mysteries, where the outcome depends on decisions readers makes. I love to get those books.
I've never read a book like that.
You're supposed to read, you read like a page, and it says if you want to do such and such, go to page 12. If you want to do this, go to page 14, right?
Wow.
So then you go to the next one. And what I would do is I try to read the whole thing all at once. I have my finger on the pages, and I go back and make a choice. I think how much people does. But anyway, it goes on. Unlike PG paperback from the 80s, however, Max Mailer's database flashes score and 4 letter words plus the Oscar and recreational drug use across its 384 writing stages. Book which itself Tuesday opens with 25-year-old New York everyman, you are choosing the best escape plan when zombie hordes flood Manhattan. Turn page 204, hacking a cab or hop on the downtown lunching method page 205. Not really thing, but he loves that. He gets to like think of all the ideas he would ever make about zombie stories and put it all in one book. So that sounds like a good one. I'm probably gonna get that.
God, I want to also. That looks really cool. Yeah. He says in there, I know movies about consumer less, talking about Dawn Dead. But also that you can kill these things in silly ways. He says something like we cool and killer in 2009's Zombie Lands Describes Yeah, sure, there's so many ways you can do it. Just falls, Earth Dead, you can ride them with trucks, hit them with picklebats, golf clubs.
As we discussed,
Zombies are awesome, yeah.
Helicopter.
Zombies are riding here. Zombies, you just try to figure out how to ride them. They're all totally useful. Great. That's pretty cool. Okay, this one is from Joseph. He says, "Hello, my name is Joe. I'm a fan of your podcast. First off, 28 days later is not a zombie film. Yes, I said it. In the first movie, a lab movie attacks that woman who let out. She becomes one of the first of the infected. She is still alive while being infected with the rage virus. Fast forward to the British Army occupation of that mansion. Officer introduced the main character, the infected Jane outside in the corridor. He stated that he wanted to know how long the infected took to starve to death. Third point, at the end of the movie where you see the fighter plane goes over the road and on are two infected on a bridge who look like they are in the final stages of starving to death. Oh, on the right, on the bridge, right. 0 points in argument that this is not a zombie film. Thanks for the time and hard work that you've given this show. I appreciate it, Joe. Huh, so he's saying that because it's a virus, it doesn't count as a zombie movie.
He's saying that because they starve to death, it doesn't count.
So he started death.
Yeah. Case closed.
I'm sorry, John.
Do they?
A, thanks for B.
Do they starve to death?
Sure, I mean, we haven't seen, well, I don't know, have you seen classic zombie movies and books and comics? Have you seen them started death?
Not that I recall.
All right, Joe.
I think I remember, you know, when they, I don't know if you remember this, AMC had, before the show, right before the show started, they started tweeting these zombie rules for Walking Dead universe.
Yeah.
And I think it was either in there or maybe in an interview somebody did that said they last a lot longer, but they're still starving. But I don't know if they said that they can starve to death. They did say that they wanted all the actors to be really gaunt, so you could show that they're really hungry, you know?
Right.
But
It
maybe
seems,
they'll die.
it seems like zombies are fairly ravenous creatures, right? I mean, zombies are real food motivated. They don't pass out on a chance to have a little snack often. So I'm thinking the food's a big deal to them, and if they don't get it, then eventually the zombie can't make it sort of, I mean, they can't endure, and the zombie can form zombies. I'm hungry.
I think that sounds like conjecture.
All right, get a zombie and we'll starve to death.
Yeah, we need some genuine scientific experimentation research. I think that doesn't really matter so much. Like that's kind of why I said when we talked about this before, whether or not it's a zombie film, to me it evokes the same reaction, you know, these mindless creatures
Right.
that used to be your friend coming to you.
Right. Yeah, friend, that's right. Mom. Yeah, I agree. And your pet. The thing that I thought made them less zombie-like was that they were fast, and that was a unique 28 Days later franchise. Was
Except it's also not dead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Why not? And leave that.
No, it wasn't unique to that when it first came out, though. Down to the later.
Thanks.
Okay, let's move on. This is from Kylie. Thanks for the hype, Karen. And then Kylie has another zombie. Love Supreme. Who is Dr. What's his name? Okay, I'll try. I'm downloading Rose, the first episode from the newest incarnation now. Also speaking of the two, that was the name. Well, you said of the first episode when it came back in 2005.
Oh, who said Dr. Who?
Chris Eccleston.
Okay.
Who I like. Also speaking of the 2004 Dawn of the Dead, Jason made the point that lots of zombies movies are about how bad people behave, and if they could just decided to recover selfishness, etc., they could probably survive the zombie storm just fine. I totally agree, but what I like about Dawn of the Dead was that for the most part they were working together with some notable exceptions, and still they all died. The great tragedy of that movie was that despite getting out of the mall past thousands of crazy zombies and making it to the boat, they were still
Right, it's true.
even though that zombie island thing felt almost back on the end of the movie at the last moment, it was still a pleasant surprise. Yes, I know how that makes sense. And you might do sense.
He's the zombie Connor. He's zombie Connor's dad.
Yeah, he's right. That makes me feel bad because I always feel like, okay, I wouldn't be as dumb as most people and I might survive. But these guys, well, you know what though? What about Steve, the slimy guy?
Yeah.
He was messing up all the way to the end. Didn't he do something bad at the very end that messed it up?
Yeah, he did. That was the scene in the truck when they were. Yeah. What did he do?
I don't know. I remember he did something sleazy. I don't know if it was enough to.
Or maybe he just got in the way of Grandpa with a machine gun or something. It's something.
Something he like left people and he could have saved them.
Yeah, and he got
anyway.
bad things happen to good people.
Watch out for that video. I mean, the kid's a zombie. I was going to attack him. That's like, because the zombie kid.
Just do it. When your kid is born, your kid is going to be just a zombie. By the way, speaking of incredibly cute creatures that these zombies sounds, next time we're going to record are doing the kitten, and instead of a cute little meow, she sounds just like a zombie sheep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she sounds crazy. She sounds like a zombie kitten. So we'll have zombie kittens sound through it on the next show.
Yesterday I went to Fort Funston, which is this big park where people take their dogs in San Francisco because you don't have leashes, and there's tons and tons of different breeds of dogs there. And we had Jenny's brother and sister, and sister-in-law and their two kids there, and their little daughter's only one. So we were pushing her around in the stroller, and she would point the dog, and go, and then every once in a while she'd go, like that. So we'd be walking by, and she'd be pointing, and people would be like, oh, she's so cute. And they'd go, it was awesome.
That's a great. Did you have a video over that?
No, that was cool.
That's a little side.
I know. All right, let's
All right,
go to
the Twitter. This is from Crystal D. Crystal D tweeted, started watching Doctor Who because of your podcast about it. Halfway through season 2 and that's streaming. Love it. Thank you.
That's great. I'm really happy to hear that because when you do stuff that's not about Walking Dead, I get a little nervous. But I have heard from people that they've been doing things because of us that they wouldn't have noticed otherwise. So I'm liking it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And finally, from this is Jack's dad, he says Vincenzo is Canadian.
Oh, Vincenzo Valley?
Yeah, I read that and forgot, so I don't know how he's from the US, but I guess he's Canadian. So sorry about that.
Sorry. We're not American.
Okay, let's take a little break and we'll come back with some news about Walking Dead. You are probably well past getting scared by haunted houses, but you haven't been entertained in an abandoned looking theater. Lit by a single ghost light leading you on a darkly comedic journey, encouraging the dead to seek you. Of course, you know, I'm talking about the off-Broadway thriller Play Dead, directed by Teller of Penn Teller. And congratulations to Cheesehead, I think 1432, but I'm not sure. That's what I wrote down here. When he played the tickets last time, he wrote back to me, so he has those tickets.
What did you say?
I don't know, I should make the winners commit to going.
And not just doing with that, right?
Calling it back with the
What else she said?
That's very cool. So there, let's see, magician, comedian, and dark arts expert Teller is the director and the other co-writer, the other one, Todd Robbins, who according to the new post has still played with elaborate illusions and effects, including a slam finale. And the New York Times says this wild, wicked show is not just a screen fest, it's a good piece of theater. That's cool. As Riley says, there's one thing more fun than a haunted house, it's a haunted theater. So if you're interested in going to that, you can get tickets at ticketmaster.com or you can find out more at playdeadnyc.com.
Anybody see that? I'm pretty sure. Please let us know.
We got one review back, so it'd be fun to get one more and see if it's if they agree. But that first review back was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it on the show you there.
Wow.
Remember I read an email from somebody who went.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Okay. It was just officer.
all right, let's move on.
Attention shoppers, Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
I love that music.
So it's time for Deadcast Top 5 this week. What are we doing?
We are doing our own version of Zombieland, rules for surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
And we're sort of inspired by Zombieland and rules that you have to follow to survive in Zombieland. And so we came up with 5 of them.
And I purposely didn't go look those up and haven't seen the movie in a while, and yet they're so I don't know, just iconic to that movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like I can't get out of my head, don't double tap, and Cardi those two together. Always double tap.
Always double tap and stretch. Yes, but they're great. I have looked at the rules because I looked at the rules right afterwards and read them and I love the rules. But yeah, the rules are different.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
You wanna go first or you
I'll
wanna
just go first.
Go for it.
Okay, number 5. Scale back expectations. So you're not going to be living in your lush, high definition television, HBO, getting go to Whole Foods and get your arugula salad kind of life. It's just not going to be that anymore. It's going to be a whole different ballgame. Scale your expectations far back. Put that bar real low. That's all I'm saying.
When I did my list afterwards, I looked over it and realized that most of the items, if not all, are actually good advice for life in general. And so I want to see if yours fit that mold too.
That's great. Well, you know what? I tell you, scale back expectations will do you well in many instances.
Especially when you go see a movie.
Right, exactly. People have too much, sometimes you disappoint. So yeah, if you're doing kind of low expectations, sometimes stuff. So yeah, there you go. What's yours?
Okay, my number 5 I kind of got from Jane. It's BOCD. Check blocks twice, look cautiously around corners, never drop your guard, basically be careful.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. What was that again?
OCD, that's obsessive compulsive disorder.
Okay, that's right, you have a little OCD going.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That will serve you well in life. Number 4. Okay, remember, she's not your mom anymore.
Oh.
I think you also in there. Remember, he's not your dad. Remember, she's not your wife. He's not your boyfriend, etc., etc.
Yeah, only if you knew a psychotic killer would be similar.
Yes,
the same.
same old cycle.
Yeah, cannibal killer.
Right. Well, you know, he's sentimental about how, actually, initially you're thinking that's not great advice for the modern world. In a way, it's kind of, don't live in the past. It's all the future. And I'm gonna just let that there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like if you break up with somebody,
Right, just
and
move on.
she's not that into you anymore, and you accept it, and put it back in your head. Or just don't talk to her anymore.
She's only in your vital organs now.
My number 4 is look out for your friends. Like if you see your friend that you're traveling with is about to get killed and you have a shot at a zombie, take it. You know, I mean, and just have a mindset of the number 1 is my own survival, but right close to that is making sure the people around me are taken care of. Then if they might turn favors down the line.
And who wants to live the guilt of running away? Your survival.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't care about that. Yeah.
Your survival is much more fun if you have your buddies.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch out for your friends. Mine's much more selfish. Mine is watch your back. But I should put it in there. Watch your back and your buddies.
No, you can't add that
No,
in.
you can't. No, I'm just selfish. Watch your back.
That's kind of what my first one was, the OCD. Similar.
Yeah. Being OCD is a good thing. And that's a good thing. I mean, watching your back.
Yeah, I guess
Careful.
those two. Well, these aren't really. When you're in the zombie apocalypse, you need to be a little bit more, ready for the worst.
Right.
And I don't really necessarily agree with that in real life. You need to be prepared, but you got to spend some time being optimistic and stuff like that too.
What was that? Who said trust but verify?
That's my number 3.
What do you do?
My number 3 is training under off hours, which is sort of an extension of Columbus's cardio rule. You need to be able to move fast, hit hard, have endurance, hold on tight to hand weapons, and rip them back out of the zombie's head after you spike your head or whatever. So if you got some posts with like a side piece strapped to it and practice hacking at it or whatever, if you have weapons, do a little target practice, you have enough ammo.
Yeah.
You have to train for zombie killing and zombie evasion when you're not in danger.
Does that have current applications to your life?
Let's see. Well, what would be something that could happen to me that if I was ready for it, I could handle it? Yeah, it does, but I don't do that very well. That's one area that I probably there's other items on my list that I do well. I mean, it seems like it's a lot about being prepared, but also adaptation. You know, and your first one you said have low expectations. That's part of adapting to whatever is really going on in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I think about when I'm running. Sometimes I do imagine that like I'm if they ever try to come after me, I sometimes think I could outrun them. But then I remember I'm really slow. I'm training I'm not training my slow muscle, not actually like sprinting, I'm training on track sprint. So maybe if it's on public, maybe I run track sprints and not so much cardio.
How far do you run?
Well, today I ran probably about 5 miles today, but it was a pretty moderate
Yeah, you have endurance that'd be helpful too.
I do. Yes, I do have good endurance. Yeah, even if I don't really invest muscles enough, then yeah, I mean, if it was a slow jog away from for 5 miles, I totally do it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I think that would help, but you also need, like you say, fast twitch. You need to be able to dodge and weave and stuff like that.
Yep, exactly.
Like a football player.
Exactly. Or what's that badass Israeli army martial arts?
I don't know the name of it. I know what you're talking about. They do a lot of fast.
Yeah, exactly. And it's real badass. And you don't screw somebody who knows that kind of martial arts.
Yeah, I bet you. Okay, so martial artists might be really good in zombies.
I think so.
Now, one thing is they have this mixed martial arts called the Fighting Champion, and it started years ago, and basically the rules were anything goes. You just can't out eyes, I think, and as soon as we tapped out, it's over. So they could do any style they wanted, right? So some people were doing kung fu and stuff, but it turned out that the styles that won the most were when grappling. Like if you jump on a guy and grapple around his neck and just right when you grab his like thumb and bend it back.
Yeah.
So, but I think that with zombies, grappling might not work so well because they'll just bite you,
Right.
unless they can't get their teeth onto you. But I think a good like Bruce Lee kung fu did that, so they should totally have like Bruce Lee versus the zombies or something.
Exactly.
I haven't seen any karate zombie movies yet.
There you go, people. Every time like a Kill Bill style movie against zombies.
Yeah.
Swords are good. Just saying.
Or karate kid.
So great.
I'm right.
Which is okay, million idea there, people. My number is good way around. My number 2 is carry snacks and stay hydrated. 2 things that I think you forget to do. It's always a good idea to carry snacks and stay hydrated. And I recommend energy bars are lightweight and easy to pack and individually wrapped, and they're good for energy. So if you're at an old farmhouse and you're you know that zombies are slowly reaching for you and you're kind of shaky, you yourself, have a snack and then have a little water in that and you're good to go.
Energy bars come up a lot. We talk about zombies saying that. It's good. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you should market a zombie apocalypse preparation energy bar.
Oh my god, there's the number 2 million idea out there, people.
Only we had drive ability.
No, people reference your junk juice, your post-apocalyptic junk juice.
You know,
All the
that
time.
was Jose Zaragoza's idea. Okay, my number 2 is travel with low-key humble people, which might sound a little counterintuitive, but there's 2 things that make me say that. One is, as we mentioned, zombie movies are filled with arguing idiots who end up doing each other usually.
True.
Number 2, a few years ago, I went to Thailand with my friend Warren and Stacey got married there, and there were like 12 or 15 of us who went over there, and it was a really exceptional group because everybody was really easygoing. And you know, when you go on vacation with people, a lot of times you're arguing about what to do, and it's really hard to get everybody on the same page and stuff like that. But we didn't argue once about what we were going to do, and we all just split off. But it was so stress and hassle-free, and had such a great time.
Wow.
And I can see, if you've got a group of people like that, and we're all smart too, but it's also really important. If you have a group of people like that, you'll without ego. That's basically what I'm saying. People that don't have the egos, then you can get together and agree on what to do next, and and just execute without causing each other death.
Did you find that's a good strategy for everybody?
In general, that it's good to mix it up and not just have people that are easy to be around all the time. Sometimes you can be inspired by a challenge or get somebody that like I've been. This is not going to lead, but I've been in a couple of situations in my life where I've had a play and the director was kind of a jerk, but it was such a great experience. He was so driven,
Wow, that's so unlike a director to be
Yeah, and I was in band, marching band when I was in high school, and our band director, he was kind of a jerk too, and we were like the number 2 band in the whole country, all around and stuff. So maybe if wait, what did you say? I played bass drum at first, drum, and then I played snare drum. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I forgot what I was going to say, but maybe if in a zombie group, if you I don't know, I'm not too much, but if in your group you have one guy who's the visionary that sees outside, maybe that'd be good. But
Or surgeons. Like you don't want like a total you don't want like a healing sound. They've got professor. And the professor will come up with the way to make everything work. I mean, he makes that
he's also very humble and egoless.
exactly. He's what you want in a zombie apocalypse.
Definitely.
Professor for sure.
Yeah, and Ginger.
Yeah, Ginger's convenience. He's hot, but
It's worth it.
He'll never change. He's
I don't want to
going
do that. He's going to get
to
Yeah,
and
first
it's crazy run.
but I like to see Gilligan as a zombie.
You're relentless. Goofy and relentless.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is you're into this one. Yes.
Number 1 rule: don't always double tap.
No, the number 1 on the numbers.
I don't have no
Said
clue.
before. Wear simple shoes.
Oh, nice.
It's really important. I believe it's an important thing for everything, just in general. People wear simple shoes. If you're running, I see this all the time. Last night, watching Black Sheep, remember the female scientist wearing all white was running through the forest, and she was wearing white stiletto heels. I'm thinking, what scientist runs aloud and wears white stiletto heels and then runs through the forest? She gets she's very hot. And so let's have a place.
So
Yes.
if this brings up a talk I had with Dan, and I totally agree with you, by the way. This is kind of sorry. If you were in a club and a guy came up to you who you thought was cute and you weren't engaged or anything, and you started talking, and then he looked down at your shoes and said, "Oh, your shoes are really comfortable. How do you feel about that?"
I say, oh, thanks. They are. Yeah, you're right. They are. Thanks.
Dang it, you just came down on Dan's side of the argument. I should know. Okay, my turn.
Yes.
My number 1 is be flexible and adaptable.
Let's-
I wrote, if someone in your group has an armored car, consider ditching a Prius. If your favorite club has big glass windows that are easy to break through, consider holding out the prisoner or some other better fortified shelter. If your girlfriend or boyfriend gets bit, consider moving on to a new one quickly. And I think that if you can manage it, it's good to not become all cold and hard and callous and never be attached to anything. But to be able to quickly and easily let go of needing things to be a certain way and get realistic about how things are and quickly got. So you just basically make the best of what you got, and it changes, make the best of that.
Roll with it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, he's going in the post-apocalyptic era.
I know, that's what I'm relax.
Just chill. Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
Okay. My shoes. Okay, shall we move on to the news about Walking Dead?
Let's do it.
Okay, I just looked at the agenda like we were going to do first.
Okay, so I'll say it's into
This is stupid news. Okay, this is about the Walking Dead writing staff, which there's a lot about. From CaveOnline.com, back in December, as Walking Dead was continually bringing in the highest ratings in AMC history, rumors were flowing around that Frank Darabont had released his entire writing staff for the show ahead of the second season, and there was even talk that Darabont would only hire freelancers for the next season, eliminating series writing staff entirely. However, according to a new report that Deadline now approaches the end, and Walking Dead will have 5 writers on staff for season 2. Additionally, Lynn Mazzara has come on board as the new executive producer under Darabont. Mazzara wrote Wildfire, the penultimate first season episode of The Walking Dead, as a freelancer. Before that, he got started as a writer on Nash Bridges before moving on to The Shield, Standoff, and like Mazzara also created the TV adaptation of Crash on Stars, where he served as showrunner for the first season. He was also an executive producer and writer of Hawthorne on TNT. So the biggest thing he's really done in part of it as far as I can see is The Shield, which I never saw. Did you see that?
No, it got great reviews.
It got great reviews. It's supposed to be like very realistic and gritty.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a good thing.
Yeah, I have to. By the way, was it Carlton Hughes on Nash Bridges?
He was on. Was he?
I thought so.
Okay, maybe he was. Yeah, he was on Mark Texas, but he may have also been Nash Bridges.
That made me
I think
think.
you're right. Caught by the way, is one of the lost showrunners.
which is a good thing. He's great.
Yeah. So this goes on. Former Walking Dead writer and executive producer Charles Chick Egley quickly joined FX's Powers after leaving the show. Like Walking Dead, Powers is an adaptation of hit creator own comic book series. Powers, which was created by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Lehman. So the kind of interesting thing about this is I'm going to give you a quick history about a couple of writers.
Yeah.
Brian Michael Bendis is one of the biggest writers at Marvel. He's got like 3 or 4 other best-selling series. He's been there for a while. He's very big in the comic book world, and he would bring some people into Marvel and kind of guide them, like mentor them, and see if they would catch on and be good. Some would have, but one guy that wasn't that he tried that with that didn't really pan out all that well, I think, was Robert Kirkman. Had a couple of series at Image. I think he already had Walking Dead, but he befriended Bendis, and I don't know. I might be getting the details a little bit wrong, but I know that Bendis kind of helped promote Kirkman at Marvel, and Kirkman had a few series there. And aside from Kirkman's Marvel zombies, which did really well, his other Marvel work didn't do great, and it wasn't his best writing. But his best writing stuff he's done at Image, and he ended up leaving Marvel. And from some things that Bendis said, it seemed like the relationship wasn't the best at the end there. And Kirkman ended up being one of the VPs over at Image. He's like our owner now.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he got this like manifesto a couple years ago encouraging writers who were at DC or Marvel to do more creative own work. That was sort of seen as a jab at Marvel as more employer by some people, and so I think that helped to like put more of a wedge in his relationship with Brian Michael Bendis. And the thing about Bendis, I hope you're able to follow this. I'm almost done. But Bendis, he's been trying to break out and have one of his own creative comics be successful in a movie for a long time. He's even did a graphic novel called Fortune Glory, where he talked about his own journeys in Hollywood, and he hoped that by the time he finished that, would end with one of his projects being successful in a movie, but it's never happened. And now, and then so I think it might be a huge insult for him that this guy Kirkman just sort of wants to see how hugely successful show, all this went down. And now the guy who was part of Walking Dead that when the showrunners has left to go do Bendis' show, which I don't know if that's just a coincidence or what.
Wow.
So
Yeah, that's good. How interesting.
We'll see.
I didn't know that nobody had said that Kirkman had been doing head work at Marvel before. I had no idea he's one of the guys who that's amazing.
Yeah, Image started out with all these artists who left Marvel like 15 years ago, whatever it was, and formed a company. And until just 2 years ago, they were the owners, and now they brought Kirkman into the fold because he's been so successful for them.
Wow. By the way, do you know who's involved in Image? Todd McFarlane, who is McFarlane Boys.
No way.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, he's one of the big Marvel artists. Totally. Yeah. Wait, how do you know Tom Brown?
Because I love his voice.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a Spider-Man. He's one of the big CEOs that were at Image.
Really? No, we should. They're Berkeley, right? They're local. I should go there and say, hey, can we interview you guys for our podcast?
I don't know if they all live there. I think McFarlane would be in New York. I'm not sure though.
Maybe it actually is like, if there's anybody at the office who's,
Yeah, it's like administrative. He deals with comic books that you can stick studio anywhere you want, and just have PDFs all around.
so like all the comic book artists are living in Hawaii, like you're saying.
Or England.
England.
So a lot of people there. Okay, let's move on. I just have a couple more short things. Norman Reedus, I guess, tweeted that there's talk of Daryl appearing in the comic because he's one of the characters that they invented for the TV show and has in the comic.
Cool.
So maybe they'll show him in the comic.
So somebody there'll be some crossover from the television show to the comic. Great.
Yeah, I have that. That'd be cool. Speaking of Tom McFarlane Toys is doing a line of action figures based on The Walking Dead. I guess you know this, but other people don't know he's famous for action figures used to be really crappy, not very detailed, and Tom McFarlane just does all these incredible. You probably know because of the last ones, right?
The last ones, and because he did the whole Simpsons ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So super detailed, cool. And they're doing a line of 4 in September with Rick, this Michonne character, a zombie worker, and a zombie runner, and then later they'll have another version of Rick Grimes, Daryl, a zombie walker, and a zombie fighter. And I have pictures of some of the ones that they're going to be coming out this September on the site.
They're cool looking. They're really great. They're very detailed. They're pretty badass.
That one that's kind of unfinished, that's the Michonne that I've talked about before.
Oh.
Sword.
Yeah. By the way, I'm on the Front Boys website right now. They do a bunch of sports ones. I was kind of surprised. They do.
Everything.
They really do. I was surprised they do NHL, NFL, they do baseball, basketball. They have toys for every kind of sports. Major sports.
I want one of these zombie Tom McFarlane action figures, and I want that Choose Your Own Adventure book too.
Christmas isn't for a while yet.
I know. Did I tell you that when Jenny's mom came in our recording studio, she said that I should take down our zombie pictures when my kids born?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm gonna. My response was if we never get into the whole zombie thing early on, then you know the difference.
Exactly. Maybe maybe zombie pop actually happen together.
Yeah, or if you like, if he sees somebody who's just gotten out of cars and he's all bleeding and stuff, like, oh, look, it's like my nursery. Okay,
Yeah.
just kidding. And then one more thing. This is a little bit spoilery, so if you only hear spoilers, it's just short, but just skip to the next section. So Gerald Prescott has said that she might return to The Walking Dead for future episodes. That's the one that was in the CDC and decided to stay with the scientist guy.
Yeah.
She says she told TV Guide the DVD drops March 8th, and if you watch episode 6 over and over and over again, you might discover something.
Really?
Now maybe she's just trying to sell DVDs.
So you watch it over and over again.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't
What do you guess she's trying to do?
Well, I think that she's suggesting that you might see something that shows that she like maybe changed her mind last minute or something. I don't know.
Or someone survived the
Yeah.
violation?
Or I don't know. For some reason, I think that this is bogus, but I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. We'll keep that in mind and see what happens. That's great to think about.
Okay, let's move on to this weekend zombies.
Okay, one quick story. Because the toys were actually one of my stories. Really just better with you're saying that about news about Walking Dead, but it's only stories.
Oh, got it. We should like sync up before we do our show.
Yeah, people that. But this is pretty good. This is from HuzzZombie.com. The title is "Want to be the next zombie superstar." Do you live in Northern Colorado? Do you have a headshot, resume, and no reel? Are you willing to work for approximately 7 days without pay? Okay, you'll be fed, provided a small per diem, given free copy of the DVD, and more. If you answer yes to the question above, you're one step away from becoming the next zombie movie superstar. The film makers of Zombies 2012 Genesis are looking for a local talent. Principal photography is slated to start May 30th. The film's premise follows the eve of the apocalypse when six strangers take shelter in a farmhouse and soon discover that the zombies aren't the only monsters amongst them. Yawn. Director, I'm sorry, that sounds great. Director Michael McCarthy, like his own 20 days later, smashed into Walking Dead with a hit Wheel adding that it will put true horror back into zombie films. Traditionally, this is where I would add a starting mark, but in truth, I hope Michael's on to it. Submissions must be submitted by March 1st with scheduled edition starting March 8th. No submission will be accepted. You gotta do this old-fashioned way using Marvel US Postal Service. And so if you Google HuzzZombie.com, you find all the details. Yeah, crazy.
Cool. That title is what was it? Zombies 2012 Genesis.
Yep.
That's like too many concepts trying to digest them all at the same time. But it's interesting.
Yeah, and cool enough to zombie.
I know I do.
I know I feel like one often. Especially all right.
Okay, that'll you.
That's sweet.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Let's move on to our contest. We have enough reviews to give away another copy of the first Walking Dead paperback. So thanks everybody for all the reviews. We get some really great reviews lately. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. We have 67, so if we get 3 more than that, we'll give away one of these. But for now, Karen and I picked a winner. We actually couldn't agree, so we'll flip the coin.
I think one is together with the coin. Jason win.
And I won. So the one I picked was from Haiku for You. I may have typed that wrong. it actually said Haiku for You. By Foofer Smith, which I think that correctly. And it is at work at my desk. I listen to your podcast. I am a zombie.
Wow.
It's really cool that it incorporated our podcast and zombies. So Foofer Smith, if you hear this, shoot me an email at brainsofnetcast.com and let me know where I can send you your copy. Congratulations, you win.
Congratulations, Cooper.
And the runner-up was the one that Karen you already read, right?
Yeah, that was Michelle. And it was, you call them names like Walkers, Crawlers, Stiffs. I call them Bang Dead.
We also got a bunch of podcasts from Thumbs Up 34 who won last time. And I don't know if we said this, but we think that we're not going to let people win twice because we want more people to have a chance to get the paperback exposed to the content. But I still wanted to read some for anyway because I think they're good. So she wrote, Guts, Yum, Brains, Drool, Burp, I is Happy Zombie Yay. Now for podcast time. That's not the listen to. She wrote, so would your Dama juice have choice of lean human or fat human? Diet time. My zombie moan bring all the zombies do the yard. I could show you our...
I love this. Great. She's zombie. Like a zombie.
True zombie. Okay, that's after that. I think there's a meeting out here today.
Oh, wait, everyone person. I hate girl zombie. Like snakes, and first is yum. Only and dead.
I think that's the one that won her.
Did we all do we that last time?
That's the one that won her the trade paperback first time.
Okay, maybe one more from Don Hunter in Santa Cruz, California.
Sure, go for it.
Gorge on the dead cast, falling behind my podcast. Eat Terry Gross's brains, yum. Terry Gross's brain is probably delicious. It's probably like giant and dense and full of all kinds of goodness.
I really like Terry Gross. I mean, her show. I remember saying to somebody, people are probably bored of this, but she does Fresh Air on NPR, which is a great interview show every day. And I asked somebody else, oh, how do you like? And they're like, no, she's mean and she's like, she can be like, she pokes at people, you know?
Yeah, she just follows up with the questions on the brain fast.
Exactly.
Yes, like most of us are too shy or like, oh, good, she does. I love it.
All right, next time we have, like, we'll get, Frank Darabont on the show. We'll ask him, what we asked him. I don't know
No.
if he would ever inject his own DNA into a scientific
And
experiment.
then
Yeah.
that's great.
That's the Terry Gross spirit.
Yes. Hi, Terry. You're telling me.
Okay, shall we close the show? Okay, that's our show, episode 25. Thanks for listening, everybody. It's been a while since I mentioned Nathan Milstead. He wrote music that you can hear right now in the backgrounds, and it's available on iTunes called Music for Me. And I'm wondering if we haven't done this time, so if any of you actually know about this, I'm curious. So let me know if you did. So I wrote down on my agenda, I wanted to thank him because I really appreciate him doing that music. And I looked on iTunes, he's got some more stuff out. He's got an EP called Spring Fiction. So I just want to play a little bit of it for you. Okay, so here it goes. It's called Boxing Day.
I like it.
It's a nice song.
Is he Canadian?
I don't know, I don't think so. He's very light. Okay, here's another one. This is called Oleander. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And then there's one more that's called Moonray.
Is it iTunes?
Yeah, Spring Fiction.
I like it.
So there you go.
I like it. I think the soundtrack to the Karate Kid movie.
Yeah. Or like him just being totally serene and
Is it
talking.
Mark Garden? Right.
So that's that. I hope you guys check out Spring Fiction. Nathan Milstead on iTunes. I can talk to him, so I just thought it'd be cool to do that. I really like music. Last time we asked if people wanted to help out with things, and we have actually had a couple offers. So thanks a lot, guys. If I haven't got back to you, I will soon. So
Thanks, guys. Yeah, very nice.
yeah, very nice. Anybody else, if you're good at music, website design, you want to do iPhone app, you want to be a reporter for Comic-Con, or any other fun creative idea that you have, let me know.
And this is your show too, so jump ahead.
Yeah, we'd like for it to open up a little bit more, have other people help us shape it. And speaking of that, we have another little venture that we're going to do. We have talked about doing a listener call episode, but first we're going to try something kind of interesting. Any of you guys out there, if you have an idea for a cast top 5, a movie watch, or some other subject topic to cover, send it to us, and Karen and I will pick one that we like best, and then we'll have you on the show over Skype to do that segment with us.
Hi, you have your own show.
So it's really experiment, but it should be fun. So yeah, if you want to be on the show with us and you have an interesting idea, send it to us, and then you can talk. We'll tell everybody beforehand, but watch like we always do, and then you come on the next episode and talk about it.
Yay.
But
Don't be shy.
don't be shy. If you are shy and you don't want to come on the show, but you have an idea about a cast top 5, go ahead and send it in and just say that you want to be on the show.
Fine, be shy. You'll be heard.
For our next episode, we're going to be watching Suspiria, right? Dario Argento's classic horror flick, and it's on Netflix. Instant watch, so you can get it there easily if you have Netflix. Our Dead Cast Top 5, which I haven't mentioned, is going to be our top 5 favorite podcasts.
Woo! And these are any podcast.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be zombie or horror related. We figure most of you guys who are listening to podcasts probably have other kinds of interests, so they might be interested in this. And if you have podcasts that you want to let people know about that you usually like, write and let us know.
And that's why. Why do you like it?
Yeah, because I like pointing new great podcasts too, so I hope some people write in with that.
Me too. Yeah, you know what? And it's true. I was looking for a couple ones the other day in certain topics, and I was like, I don't know if this one's this topic. It's nice to be able to share great podcasts with them. So yeah, sure, sure. But it's just
What were you looking for?
wedding related.
Oh.
How sad.
If you know any wedding podcasts, send them. Seriously.
It's not related wedding podcast.
Okay, anytime if you'd like to give us a call, you can call us at, as usual, 650-485-DEAD, 650-485-3223.
You can email us at brains@whattheycut.com.
Not brains.
Brains.
I should also get brains.
You should.
You can check out our website at anycomments@whattheycut.com.
We're also at twitter.com/KeithAndKevin, or you can find us on Facebook by searching for Welcome Next.
Okay, that's our show.
Thanks for listening. Don't get it.
Yay. Was that a good one?
It's a good one. Yeah, I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking not very good, and I listened to it, and I like it, and I listened to it again, and I love it.
And it's again, you're like, oh my God,
So I
what
listened to this 4 times.
I never listened to
I
that.
know, why don't you?
I feel like such a crackhead.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so you want to click that on everybody else?
Yeah, yes.
Hi, I'm Rick Beck, and I'm Royce Yepov. Welcome to our Sharp Talking podcast from Harvard Business School. Think Big, Buy Small. This series lets you in on a special way to become an entrepreneur, how to buy your own business, be your own boss, and get financial benefits of your efforts. Entrepreneurship through acquisition involves searching for existing, enduringly profitable small business and buying it, usually from a retiring founder. Back for a brand new season, our conversations with guests from all backgrounds and different stages of the entrepreneurship through acquisition journey. From those considering whether this path is right for them, all the way through those who have sold businesses they bought as searchers and ran as CEOs, thousands of small firms sold every year, and many people successfully acquired existing businesses that is enduringly profitable. So why not you too? We've been helping students understand this less travel path of personal and professional